All right, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. I hope everybody's doing well out there. We're going to do something a little bit different today, and that is about home slot machine ownership, okay? It's not as scary as it sounds. A lot of people have actually emailed us saying, where do you get all this cool stuff that you have behind you in all your videos? You can get these things too, but we're going to go through a couple of basics here today on what it's like to own a slot machine at home, what are kind of the requirements, what are some of the things that you need to deal with, and then also give you some advice if you're into purchasing one of these for your home, because it really can be a lifesaver to scratch that itch when you're not in the casino, right? Let's get going. All right, guys, so let me just answer a couple of questions here that we get asked a lot about slot machine ownership. And this will be helpful for you to decide if this is something that you want to pursue or not. So, power requirements. Does it require any kind of special juice or anything? No, plugs into a standard outlet, no 220 or anything like that, just a standard outlet. We do recommend a good surge protector, especially on some of the older machines. The power supplies are a little sensitive to that. So a good surge protector would be something worth investing into. Not anything expensive, but don't go to the dollar store and buy a $5 surge protector. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, spend 30 or 40 bucks on a surge protector on Best Buy, Amazon, something like that. And always plug the machine into that in case you do have power surges in your area. So, but no special power requirements, which is really nice. All right, the second thing to get out of the way is, and this is probably the most important, is a lot of you have asked me, hey, I keep finding these machines on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that, but they say it's broken. Should I take a chance and buy it? And I have to give you a big caution there. You better be prepared to have some kind of contact or be willing to be very patient in order to get that machine fixed and start to learn the trade, as it were, you know, during that process. Okay, so if you do buy a machine that's broken and you want to kind of tackle the project, you know, learn something new, maybe you're technical in nature or you have an engineering degree or something like that, you've worked on computers before, then, you know, take a risk. If it's a cheap price, you might as well give it a shot, but be prepared to have a paperweight sitting there until you get all the parts and all the software that you may need. It's out there, it's available, but it's very difficult. You have to know the right people and you have to have patience, like I said. But if you're not in that category where you're wanting to just, I mean, that's how I started, but I don't recommend most people start there. You need to buy from somebody who is a slot technician themselves, who either has an established company, there's a lot of them out there, that can provide that support whenever something goes wrong. That your first slot machine ownership should be from somebody like that. It really should, just so you don't get stuck with something that you're not able to fix, okay? I get repair requests all the time from around the state of Texas, and some machines I can work on, some machines I can't, because I've only worked on certain kinds. And most of the times they're ones that I've never seen before. I don't have the software for it, so they bought it from somewhere else, you know, that kind of thing, and they're stuck. And you don't want that to happen to you, right? So make sure that you're buying a machine from somebody who can be there to help you along the way. Not necessarily to offer you free warranty lifetime. I mean, that's too costly, right? But somebody that could tell you, oh, I know what that is. You need to replace the bill validator. It's about 20 bucks on eBay, and here's a video on how to install it, stuff like that. That's what you need to look out for. So, and we'll talk a little bit about what I can do to help you with that a little bit later on in this episode. So, that out of the way. Third is, how much do they cost, right? That's a big deal. So it's really all over the place. The most basic slot machine working with a decent warranty, 6-month warranty is pretty standard these days. I mean, they're old machines, guys. These have been through casinos. You can't buy anything new. So 6 months warranty is pretty average right now for most people that sell machines for parts and labor. It really ranges all over the place, but your most basic machine, like a double diamond machine in an old style cabinet, is anywhere between $900 and $1,100 bucks now. If you want to get something really crazy like Huff and Puff, Huff and More Puff, you're talking close to $7,000 or $8,000. So those are on the very high end. Those are ones I highly recommend for your first slot machine purchase, that you kind of stay away from that. Again, unless you have that support line for somebody that can help you. Okay, that's a lot of money to invest into something that's new to you, and I would only do it if you have that support line to help you out with that. But really, where most of them fall, that most people want for their home, is anywhere between the $2,000 and $3,000 range, and you can get a lot of different machines in that range. And we're going to walk through some of these here, so you can kind of see what's available that you might be interested in. So All right, so that's kind of the price range. A couple of other questions I have. Should you leave them on all the time? Yes, try to leave them powered on as often as you can. These are built to be powered on 100% of the time. They do have batteries that will keep juice to the internals, but if you leave it powered off or unplugged for a certain period of time, those batteries will drain, and it will drain to the point where you have to basically restore the machine, and that requires some chip changes, software changes, things like that, and you will probably not have that with your purchase. So again, you have to have a lifeline in that case. But if you can leave it powered on as much as possible, that's great. If you're going on vacation for a week or two, not a big deal, but don't haul it off to the garage and say, see you next summer. It's not going to work when you power back on. There's going to be a battery problem that you'll have to fix. It's fixable, but again, you just have to be aware of that. So try to leave them powered on as much as you can. Also make sure it's in a room that is relatively cool. Okay, it doesn't need to be 60 degrees, but don't put it in your garage with no insulation and certainly no air conditioner or something like that and run the machine. It's going to get too hot and it will start to power itself off and things like that. And that's putting too much strain on the CPU, so you don't want to do that. They pump, this is why casinos are cold all the time, is because they're pumping so much air into these things to keep them cool, because they do run a little hot sometimes. When I have all of them powered on in here right now, even though I have a mini split in here that's set at 62 indefinitely, it still doesn't ever get down to 62, and this is a pretty small room. So they do generate a lot of heat, so just be very aware of that. If you have one or two machines, no big deal, but you know, if you get the bug like I do, you're going to end up generating a lot of heat in these things, so just be aware of that. All right, so last thing I want to mention, and I'm going to walk you through some of these things and kind of show you the things to expect and the things that you can do with the slot machine at home. I got to say, like, the reason that I got slot machines at home is because I love playing slots, but I don't necessarily like spending a lot of money in the casino, right? And so this is a way I can really scratch that itch and play at home. I play these things almost every day and get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Now, a lot of people don't. They don't understand. Why would you ever play a slot machine at home? They're fun. You got bonus rounds. You got fun stuff. These are the games that you still play in the casinos. It's fun, right? And it doesn't cost you a dime to do it. So for some of you, it may actually be saving you money to get one of these at home, right? So, you know, just something to consider. But you can make it fun. You can do slot tournaments. You can do, we do this all the time with family and friends. We invite them over. Everybody puts 20 bucks in. And then we do a slot tournament. And it lasts a couple hours and winner take all. And it's a lot of fun. And it's a good way to do that and save people a lot of money from going to the casino, but still getting that feeling of, you know, gambling and stuff like that. So you can do a lot of things at home for doing that. So let's walk through a couple of these machines and let me just kind of tell you a little bit about them. So these are my babies here, of course. Top Dollar is very popular, very difficult to get. I was able to get these. These two are from Cosmo right here. And then I recently got this one, which is one of my kind of the holy grails that I've been looking for a while. So Top Dollars are difficult to find. I do get them from time to time, but they sell out very fast because it's between this and pinball. Those are just really hot right now. And these typically, like this one is probably around 4,500 to 5 grand. This one's probably close to 6,000, 6,500 because of it's a Top Dollar Deluxe, which is more rare. And then this one is 6,500, about in that age range because it's also very rare. And then I've got a old school S Plus pinball here. So this is the original pinball in the US. So this still takes coins and everything. You can see I've got some work to do on here. It's kind of been damaged and some scratches and stuff. And so that's what I do is I get these machines in and I try to bring them back up to as close to mint as I possibly can. And sometimes I keep them, sometimes I get rid of them by selling them. So, but this is my baby here. We'll see how long that lasts in here. So this is the S3000 cabinet, and this is probably what I get in the most. So I get 6 or 7 of these in a month. Various kits. I've got a lot of different game kits. I have triple big wheel on here right now, which is the 643 2x VIP, which is a pretty popular game. Oh, I thought we were going to get the bonus back to back. But anyway, these are beautiful cabinets because they got nice lights. It's a very modern cabinet. So these work really well and they're very reliable. And so that's why I typically like to sell these because they're just so reliable. So once you get it home, you don't have to worry too much about it. And then I've got a blade, or I'm sorry, not a blade, a Bally curve here, which I've currently got free games on, but I also have the cash wheel. So this is kind of harder to find, but they're still out there. But this one I probably will not get rid of because I do like the cash wheel game. And then I've got some other ones over here. I've got a wild cherry that I'm almost done with. So this is an old S Plus 2. And this will have the coins in it. So it'll, you know, play with the coins. I just got to get some of the fluorescent bulbs replaced. Here's another S3000 here. So this is the double 3, 4, 5 times pay 5 line. This one is kind of a bare bones S3000. These are the ones that you would find in high limit rooms. So there's no topper and there's no handle, things like that. But there's different varieties that, you know, that come through and stuff like that. And let me answer a couple more questions and kind of get to the meat of this a little bit. So most of the machines, when I sell them with basically free play only. So I take the ticket printer out and I take the bill validator out. The main reason I do that is not because I don't want you to experience that. It's just that 90% of the calls that I get are because of the ticket printer or the bill validator. Those things are just the most problematic, and even in the casinos, slot technicians deal with those more than anything else. And so in a home use, that can be really frustrating, right? If you run out of ticket printer paper or you can't feed it in or whatever, the machine will not play until you replace that ticket printer paper. And if there's a bill validator issue, like a bill is jammed or something, it will not play until you get the bill validator cleared out, jammed, cleared, and all that kind of stuff. And so because of that, those are the most working parts. I try to just keep those out. I can always add them back in, but you just got to be prepared for some potential issues with those. So I usually just do free play. And what does that mean? Well, you can just hit the service button like that and add credits. That's simple, right? And then you can cash out and turn the key on the side to clear off your hand pay, because that's what's going to happen if you cash out without a ticket printer in there. So free play is nice. It's very handy, especially for home use, because you just get straight to the action, right? You don't have to worry about the tickets and all that kind of stuff. And so that's how I typically do it. All right, so the last question I want to answer is about shipping. This comes up a lot, right? You cannot send these through the United States Postal Service. I wouldn't even trust the United States Post. Sorry, postal workers out there, but I would not trust them with machines like this. They have to be sent through freight shipping. And if you've ever had something shipped through freight, you know that it could take a while, 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes longer. But it's a big process, right? You have to wrap it up. They call, they come out, they take it, goes to the hub, goes on a trailer, goes to your position, like your depot. It gets on another truck, goes to your house, they bring it in, all that kind of stuff. So it's a big process, and that's why it's expensive, especially right now. So I quote $450 for all shipping from each machine. If you buy more than one machine, it's a lot cheaper. So just something to consider. But freight shipping is expensive. But I can ship to all 48 states. So if you have, sorry, Alaska and Hawaii, I can't afford that. I'm not even sure I have a company that would do that. But I use a company called Beltman that specializes in moving arcade and slot machines. And I've trusted it. I've shipped over 100 machines with them. I've never had an issue. So I trust them to get these machines from A to B in good shape, just like they left. And so it's worth the cost for me. $450 is kind of where it is. And I don't add any premium or anything to that, because that's just how it is. That's how much it is to ship these things. Sometimes it's a little more if you're far away from Texas, so heads up. All right, so let me talk a little bit. I know I've kind of alluded to the fact that I sell these things through the video, but it's not a big operation, guys. It's just, I have a full-time job. I've got the Gamble Smart YouTube channel. And this is something that is my passion. I do this on the side. I've been doing it in refurbishing machines and reselling them for about three to 4 years now. And I decided that this might be a good fit for the channel, because a lot of you are looking for reasons not to go to the casino sometimes, and having a machine at home can kind of fill that gap, and it may give you an opportunity to play a little bit, you know, and not have to worry about going to the casino and dropping a bunch of cash. So we do have it on our website. I'll put a link down. If you just go to gamblesmart.net and go over the shop tab, you can see slot machines are listed there, but I'll put a direct link down here to all the machines that I have available. I don't have a lot. You'll look on there and you'll see like 6 to 8, okay? And that's intentional, because I have to control the flow of these things going out, because I want to make sure I can support everybody as well. I do support the machines as long as you own them, and I will provide a warranty for 6 months on any kind of parts that are needed during those first 6 months. But after that, if you need a part, I will help you find the part and get it replaced and all that kind of stuff. So that's just what I do. But that's why I don't have a big selection of machines to choose from. But make sure you check back frequently, because I do churn through those a lot. And every now and then I'll get a top dollar in and put it up there, and it's gone within a couple hours, because people are, I mean, I have a list of people asking for it. So just make sure you keep an eye on that. And for the first time ever, and I think this is the first person that's doing this, I'm offering 24 months, 0% interest if you qualify through a firm to own a machine. And it's basically just monthly payments split out over 24 months. So I understand, especially now with the economy, it's hard to shell out $2,500 or $33,000 for a machine. This might make it a little bit easier on you. But I want to say something real quick, because I'm not a sales guy. Okay, I might sound like a sales guy, but I'm not a sales guy. This is the last time you're going to hear about it. I just want people to know that it exists for those that you are interested in that. Okay, but this needs to be a good decision for you. Everybody that contacts me and says, yeah, I want to get that machine, how do I check out? I always tell them to sleep on it for 24 hours and then come back and make sure it's what you really want. Okay, a lot of people don't come back, and I'm glad, because I want you to make sure that you really do want one of these things before you start the process, right? So think about it. If you have any questions for me, in the comments section below, or you can email us at gamblesmartgamblesafe@gmail.com. Be happy to answer any question you have about slot machine ownership. If you do have a slot machine and you're looking for support, I'm not sure I'm going to have the time to deal with that, unfortunately. I do get a lot of emails from my home slots channel, and I try to help everybody I can, but it's too much, right? And I can only really, I want to focus on the people that I've sold machines to. They will always be my top priority when it comes to that. But if you do have a simple issue, I may respond and give you at least some guidance on where to go. But anyway, I know we did something a little bit different today. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, because we put the store up and I started to put my machines in there. I've always had this number of machines in here, but I've always just sold them, you know, through Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and you know, various sites out there that for people that sell slot machines. And I thought, you know what, this might be a good fit for some of you guys out there, because you may be looking for something like this at home, and good investments, a good piggy bank too. Like if you want to get one with the bill validator, I will put it in there, and you can put regular bills in there. You don't have to put tickets. You can put regular bills in there and lock it up so your kids can't get into it. So it could be a piggy bank, right? Anyway, so yeah, just wanted to get this out there. I hope you guys, at least if you're interested in getting one, let us know. If not, at least you know what to look for. If you buy from me or you buy from somebody else, at least you know what you're supposed to be doing, making sure that they can provide that support, all those things. Be very careful with doing the Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace purchases unless you know you have a lifeline, somebody you can call. That's the most important thing. All right, guys, well, we'll see you on the next video. Dave and I are going to be at West Windover this weekend. We're getting super excited, and we have another gambler audit coming up too. All right, guys, take it easy. Gamble smart, gamble safe. Bye.